Hello and welcome into this RNN News Break right here on Racing News Now. As always, I'm your host Garth Allen. Thank you once again for joining me today. If this is your first time catching a Racing News Now video, consider going down below and hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from RNN. On today's RNN News Break, kind of an end of the season recap. There haven't been a lot of big announcements in the past week or two. But there have been a couple that we haven't been able to get to. It's been with all of the back of the field type of teams. So let's take a look at that. First off, first one, we're just going to go in chronological order for all of these. First one of note in the Cup Series, Landon Cassill has been officially announced to return to Starcom Racing in that 00 car for 2019. The next change being that we talked about this on the last RNN News Break, that this had been rumored, and it was finally announced officially that Corey LaJoie will be moving to Go Fas Racing in that number 32 Ford to replace Matt DiBenedetto, who has moved to Levine Family Racing. Schluter Systems will be coming on board as a partial sponsor of that 32 car this year with Corey LaJoie. And of course, Keen Parts, CorvetteParts.net will be returning as a partial sponsor as well. The only other announcement from a team in the Cup Series, and this also affects the Xfinity Series, we'll get to that in a moment. Ware Racing is expanding in 2019. They will run both the 51 and the 52 car for the full season in the Cup Series. So they will be a 2-car full-time operation in the Cup Series in 2019. They have not announced drivers for these, but they have announced that the 51 and the 52 will be full-time in the Cup Series in 2019. They ran a bunch of different drivers in both of these cars in 2018. The 52 car didn't show up a lot in 2018, but it did show up in a few races. Cole Custer ran a few of his first Cup races in that 51 car with backing from Stewart-Haas Racing. Harrison Rhodes ran some races in that car. Cody Ware, of course, Rick Ware's son, ran a few races in these cars as well. I know David Starr ran a couple races also. So they ran a bunch of different drivers. No announcements have been made yet as to sponsorships, drivers, crew chiefs, anything like that. So we will keep an eye on that for you, and if any of those announcements are made before the season starts, I'm assuming at least Daytona drivers will be made announced before the season starts if they're not going to be full-time drivers. So we'll keep an eye out for that and let you know as that happens. Now, I mentioned this does affect the Xfinity Series, and that comes in the form of they are expanding back into the Xfinity Series as well. Ware Racing announced they will also run a full-time Xfinity Series operation, 1 car in 2019. That will be the 25 car, and they chose the number 25 because they are honoring their 25th year of operation in 2016. So they're going back a couple years and honoring their 25th anniversary, running a number 25 car in the Xfinity Series. So that is really about all we got for you. Like I said, it's mainly the back of the field type of teams, the underfunded teams that have made these announcements. But of course, I mean, these cars are in the field as well. You can't really overlook them. So and these are announcements that have been made. So we are bringing it to you. Assumably, this is the last we will hear before the new year. Really, just about everything has been solidified in the Cup Series at this point. Not really sure who's going to be in that TriStar number 72 car yet. They haven't announced any plans. It's possible they could scale back and only run part-time, or maybe not run at all in 2019. Still don't know who's going to be in that 77 car. With Spire Sports and Entertainment picking up that charter from the 78 car from Furniture Row Racing. Still haven't heard anything on that car, so still some questions up in the air with that one. And then the only other real question we have, the only question we have with the real contender team would be with that 41 car, Go Fas Racing. Again, it's been widely rumored Daniel Suarez will be in that car, but we haven't heard an announcement on that yet, so we can't officially say that, but that has been the big rumor. Now that Kurt Busch has officially announced he is leaving and he will be at Chip Ganassi Racing in that one car, the big rumor is that Daniel Suarez will be in the 41 car, but again, has not been announced yet. But those are really the only questions we have left in the Cup Series. Still some questions up in the air in the Xfinity Series. Lots of questions still up in the air in the Truck Series, as a lot of those teams haven't announced any plans for 2019 yet. ThorSport Racing really being the big question mark there, as they really haven't announced anything for 2019 yet. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that. Not really sure what's happening in the Truck Series right now. Not a lot of announcements have been made on that front. So we'll keep an eye out for you on announcements being made here after the first of the year. In the meantime, of course, we have diecast reviews coming out. This is the hardest part of the year, is just trying to keep content going up when there's not a lot happening. So we're keeping as much coming out for you as we can, but either way, hope you had a happy whatever holiday you celebrate this time of year, or if you didn't celebrate a holiday, hope you had a great past week or so. Hope you have a happy new year, and hopefully you have a great end to the 2018 and great start to 2019 coming up here as well. So I believe that'll do it for us here on this RNN News Break. If you haven't done it already, why don't you go down below, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from RNN. And while you're down there, why don't you hit that big thumbs up button if you like the video. It's much appreciated when you do. So with that, this has been an RNN News Break. I'm Garth Allen for Racing News Now.